It's extremely laid back, very easygoing. Just blah, say stuff, and you'll be good.
Say what comes out.
Right. Awesome.
All right.
So we ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready to start it?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it. All right. Welcome to My Dad's Movie Podcast. I'm Mick Johnson. I'm the dad.
I'm the son.
Yeah, there's...
I wasn't going to wait for him this time.
And there's Taber. So you came up with a new thing.
I interrupt you.
Yeah.
I'm interrupting cow.
I'm not positive. I don't know that I like that interrupting thing.
Okay, I'll try something new next.
We might have to reevaluate that.
Yeah.
So along with Taber, we have another guest on, Rose Graham.
Hi.
Hi.
And there she is.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Rose, no background in like movies or just you like watching movies? Is that?
I used to do theater as well. That's as far as that goes. Yes.
Okay. Tabor didn't tell me that. So
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I did. Yeah. Yep. She also has a background in.
Cut that.
We haven't. I was telling you that she has a background in makeup as well.
Yeah, special effects makeup.
Okay, maybe you said something about makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I probably didn't. I'm sure I wasn't paying attention.
Because you were watching Frankenstein for 3 hours.
Hey, Frankenstein. So we are going to talk about, what's his name?
Guillermo del Toro.
Yes, and Frankenstein. And I think of all the Frankenstein movies that I've seen a lot of them. And this was by far, hands down, probably the best Frankenstein I've ever seen.
I've seen a lot of Guillermo del Toro movies, and I think that hands down, out of all the Guillermo del Toro movies, this is the best one.
Yeah.
I didn't
realize I've seen a lot of his work and didn't realize that's who it was.
I said the same thing just last week, watching some of the stuff and looking up his movies. I didn't realize he was a director on some of them.
Yeah. So it's just amazing. And a lot of his stuff is just really good. I like almost everything he does.
You like the Hellboy movies?
Hellboy's wonderful.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of the new stuff. I don't know who does that. But who's the original Hellboy?
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman. The stuff with Ron Perlman, he's awesome. So
the new Hellboy is Hopper from Stranger Things.
Yeah. I'm not sure I can get into that.
Yeah,
I couldn't. It was hard.
Yeah.
Hellboy's just like, mornings are for coffee and contemplation, Flo.
Right. Now file your antenna. Or whatever those are.
Yeah. His horns?
Your horns, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Rose, you picked Guillermo del Toro to talk about, and Frankenstein was the movie you wanted to go with. So, tell us a little bit about why. What is it about Frankenstein or Guillermo?
I've always had a fascination for the Frankenstein movies. I still own the original, like, black and whites. And Guillermo del Toro, it's more of like a sentiment value on his standard, because he also relates in these movies with kind of how he portrays them, what he focuses on in them. It's very personal for him.
Yeah.
Like it's something, so he actually stated in an interview that, and I quote, "A stranger who watches my movies will know me more than anybody living with me." So it's basically like a representation of his personal life.
Right.
And Frankenstein is him at his most vulnerable.
Yeah. A lot of directors, if they write their own stuff, they do make it very, very personal, and they take aspects of their life and they kind of turn it into an analogy. They don't take everything as it's happening brick by brick and turn it into the movie, because that would be boring. But if you take this story that you wanted to tell, and then you take this personal life thing that's going on in your life, and you mash them together, you have an incredible movie. And so like even Quentin Tarantino has stated that a lot of his movies are personal. He said that when he watches them, he can see every little thing he was feeling and thinking when he wrote these. And he goes, and of course, I'm not going to tell everybody what was going on in my life, but it's really there. It's all there. So,
yeah, Quentin Tarantino.
And that's why I think Guillermo, his movies they become so big in different ways, is because it's coming from deep within and it's resonating with many people out there that don't know how to present certain things in words.
Right.
You watch the interviews with him, and he seems like very in touch with his emotions and is not afraid to talk about what he's feeling and how he's feeling. And
so here's the one thing that I really noticed when Mom and I we watched it a couple days ago, and of course, you know, we cried at the cry parts and stuff, and Mom was like, you know, this is the best Frankenstein I've ever seen. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely it was. Why? We've seen a ton of them. What made this so good? And what I ended up coming to is it wasn't just a Frankenstein movie like all the other ones are. They're about Frankenstein and they're about the monster, right? There's no real depth to it other than that. And Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein was very emotion driven. The whole thing was just packed with different types of emotions, and that's what made it so good.
Yeah, and my understanding, first of all, I was telling Rose, I said I watched the first 10 minutes of it, and I was like, if this is if this is what Frankenstein's about, I got to learn to read, because this is really cool.
Right.
But I was doing research, and I found out that this follows the book more closely than most of the other adaptations do.
Really?
And the original Universal black and white, all it has is there's a guy named Frankenstein and he has a monster, and that's pretty much all that it has in common with the book.
Right.
That they've written their own story. They turned him into like a lumbering monster, and you know, they did that to make it more marketable and kind of make it a little more entertaining. They kind of didn't have faith in the source material, thinking that people would identify with this monster as the most human thing on the screen. They were just like, well, let's get some more monsters in here and let's make it creepy. And
yeah, I think they were initially going for like trying to make like a horror film with the originals. And whereas Guillermo, he ended up turning it where you see not a monster, but a soul. You can see.
Yeah. He turns from a monster into a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw another video. There was this guy who was a reporter, and he goes, "Hey, Mr. Del Toro, how scary is this movie going to be?" And he goes, "It's not scary. It's romantic." And then he just walks off. I love listening to this guy talk.
I know.
His voice is so
I
soothing.
haven't heard any interviews.
It's like mesmerizing.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't watched anything he's been on.
Oh.
Yeah.
You've just seen his movies?
Yeah, just the movies.
Oh, I would be interested in just listening to him read Frankenstein, just an audiobook read by Guillermo del Toro. Right. Yeah, with his voice. Yeah,
nice.
That's great.
So Guillermo del Toro, so let me get a little bit of background on him. Born October 9th, 1964, in the city of Guadalajara, Jalisco. He's a Mexican filmmaker, author, and artist.
Jalisco.
Yes. That was my extent of Spanish right there. Mother Guadalupe Camberos and father Federico del Toro Torres. He was an automotive entrepreneur. I'm not sure what that means, entrepreneur, but
he probably owned like a mechanic,
maybe a car lot or something.
Probably like a mechanic shop.
Yeah, I would say
mechanic shop?
He owned the shop, and like he didn't do all the mechanic work, but he hired the mechanics and stuff like that.
So there was a lot of times when I look up directors who are still alive, I can't find a whole lot of information about them. But Guillermo del Toro, there was just tons of stuff about him. He must do like a lot of interviews, and it just pulls from all of that information.
That, and he just won like an award for the top film with Frankenstein. So he's like everywhere right now.
Yeah,
on the press circuit. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So a couple of things that I had read about him that I thought were like super interesting. In 1969, his father won the lottery. And so that enabled him to kind of be raised in a home with lots of books and they said exotic animals. And he described his home as an enchanted castle. So that was pretty cool.
Gosh, how big of a lottery was it?
I don't know.
Good grief. That's
what
incredible.
Mexico has for a lottery. But then after that, then I read that the father was kidnapped. And I thought, oh, okay, so we got some good, we got some bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was held for ransom, $2 million.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy.
So do you know who helped pay the ransom?
Actually, I do. James Cameron
Yeah.
offered to help pay for a negotiator on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. James Cameron, good guy.
Have we done him?
We have not done James Cameron.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
James Cameron doesn't do what James Cameron does because he's James Cameron. James Cameron does what James Cameron does because he is James Cameron.
All right. So let's talk
That's
about
from South
Guillermo.
Park.
Let's talk about his style for a minute.
Okay.
Guillermo del Toro. What do you guys see about his style?
So when I was watching this, I noticed a lot of color, and so I sent Rose a bunch of videos on Guillermo del Toro's color theory and color theory in general, and just all of these different things to kind of study up on color and kind of know what to get into when we talk about this. He is a very, very big proponent in just saturation and color and making sure everything looks beautiful. And I noticed I was watching videos and they said that he uses steel blue a lot, which is really funny. Is that I was like, I kind of thought it was green. You know, they were calling it steel blue.
Yeah, I had read that he likes amber lighting.
Yes,
a lot.
Yeah, so that's one of the things with color theory is that amber and blue. Amber can kind of be bumped up to orange,
Sure.
but orange and blue are opposites on the color spectrum. And so when you see the two on the screen, they blend really well together.
Right.
So if you have a whole bunch of blue, like Guillermo del Toro does, and then you have little punches of amber in there, it glows. And you can even do the opposite way, where everything is amber, and then little touches of blue help that pop.
Right. So clearly he likes monsters, fairy tales, these types of stories. But one thing about, like we were just saying, with the monsters, it's not just has a monster. He turns the monster into something more than just a monster, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, he shows like beauty in what people would normally consider macabre or grotesque, and he brings it into a new light. Like you can find beauty in what's not socially acceptable as beauty.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. And you watch these movies, and a lot of the time, his monsters are more human than the humans on the screen. I was watching this, and I thought that Victor Frankenstein was just an absolute terror.
Yeah.
Oh, he was horrible to the monster.
He didn't seem like a real nice guy.
No, he only cared about his self-image, what would benefit him, and he didn't care who or what it would affect around him.
Yeah, and you see the reason he's like this, because his mom passed away, and it genuinely affected him. But everyone goes through hard times, and what makes you a good human being is how you take the hard times and rise above and become better than the circumstances, rather than letting the hard times define you and make you a terrible human being.
Right. I take my hard times and I pay them forward. You're all going to pay.
You pull up to the drive-thru at McDonald's and they're like, hey, the guy in front of you had a really bad day, and so he wanted to pass it off onto you and make sure that you had a really bad day also. Yeah. So another thing, this is kind of just a little tangent, but Victor Frankenstein's mom died. The woman who played Frankenstein's mom is the same woman who played Elizabeth later in the movie.
Yeah, the love interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mia Goth.
Why would he do that? Why would he use the same character?
So I think it would to show like something similar in a form of safety, comfort, like passion that he had in the last time he actually could have been considerably human emotional wise. And he uses the color red as well as a signification for mother. That's why that angel statue comes in and it's all red. So I think what he was trying to do with that was basically bring him back to that scared, innocent little boy, realizing, he's about to make this creature. And I think that's what kind of throws that spin through how he was functioning.
Yeah. His mother was his...
almost like a conscience.
Yeah, it was his lifeline into humanity. And when he lost that, he kind of lost his lifeline to humanity. And then having the same actress play his love interest is kind of like a symbolic way of saying, oh, what he sees in his mom is what he sees in her. And it's kind of a way of, hitting the nail on the head and saying, oh, we cast the same actress twice. That way you kind of get the idea, oh, this is what...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Is that bugging you?
It's going to bug me eventually, yeah.
See? I told you. I told you he does this.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Better hide yours. I don't want to.
I save mine.
She's not fidgeting with it.
No,
so.
I'm going to fidget with it. I'm going to grab it because I don't have one anymore.
It is hidden.
For those of you who aren't...
Pretty soon it'll be on his head.
Yeah. For those of you not watching the video portion of this podcast, my dad just took my bottle cap away again. And I met the United States president again. So, hold on. Yeah, there
nice.
we go.
So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. The same character played the mom and played the love interest. And the other thing that I thought was kind of interesting was it didn't seem like she was just a run-of-the-mill normal person. She was kind of odd.
Yeah.
She was a little weird.
She had a fascination for like bugs, different things that people
Right.
in that society as women would not be interested in.
Exactly. Yeah. She was like different than everybody else.
Yeah. It's really funny is that today in Hollywood, if you need a weird girl, you flip a coin, and depending on what you get, you either get Mia Goth or you get Jenna Ortega.
Oh, Jenna Ortega. Yeah.
Who were both in a movie together. They were in X,
Oh,
which is an
Haven't seen it.
awesome movie. It's good. I like it.
nice.
I don't think you'll like it, but I like it.
I'm going to have to
So
watch it.
the character Frankenstein, the doctor, and then the creature. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was like this evolution because initially the monster, he's the monster, he's the creature, right? Mm-hmm. And Frankenstein is the doctor, which. Sorry, I'm going to jump into something else real quick.
A word from our sponsor?
Yeah. Dr. Frankenstein wasn't like any other doctor that you see in a Frankenstein movie. He was more like a rock star or something. Mm-hmm. Like his character seemed like he wasn't really a scientist type.
He kind of seems like a misfit in other Frankenstein adaptations. He's weird and kind of off on his own. But yeah, you're right. He did kind of have like a rock star quality to him. Yeah. Especially in that scene where he's sitting in front of the council and they're interviewing him. And yeah.
Right. So now I'm jumping back to the other timeline. So the creature in the beginning is the creature and Dr. Frankenstein is Dr. Frankenstein. But then there seems to be this evolution as it goes on. Who's the real creature here? And of course, you're thinking, well, Dr. Frankenstein, the way he's acting and what he's doing, he's really the creature. But you even kind of see him morph where by the end, the creature is standing much more upright like a human. Mm-hmm. And Frankenstein is starting to hunch over. He's lost a leg. He's becoming this.
His beard is all scraggly.
His
He's got
hair's
long,
crazy
hair.
Right.
Yeah.
So visually, they're even switching places, which was I thought
so great.
A really good way to do it. Yeah.
Another cool thing that I noticed, I don't know why I noticed, was at the very beginning of the movie when you see those guys picking at the ice.
The
on,
ship is
on the ship.
Yep.
They spend a long time showing you that these guys are struggling to get this thing done. And I think that's so cool that this whole scene of them picking at the ice is just as a precursor to show you how strong the monster is a couple minutes later.
He just
because
rotates the boat.
he just goes and just pushes it and just breaks it free.
Right.
And it's so neat.
So there was a couple things about the monster and that I was kind of curious about. One, the strength, right? Where does so you take a bunch of people, body parts, and you put them back together and you get them back to life again. Where does strength come in? Why does that play a part? And then the other thing I was wondering about is he seemed to be able to heal really quickly, like X-Men, like Wolverine type of thing. And I was wondering, well, why? If it's just a person that's been put back together and revived by electricity, where does this healing property come from? Why is it like a supernatural type thing?
Well, the electricity is hooked up not to the nervous system like it is in other adaptations of the movie. It's hooked up to the lymphatic system.
Yeah.
And the lymphatic system it pulses all through our body, and it is in charge of taking waste from areas and removing them from our body. And then it is also in charge of getting nutrients and stuff to parts of the body that need to be healed.
So you're thinking because of that,
It's like supercharged and basically.
it heals a lot faster.
Yeah, he's got a supercharged lymphatic system, and that's what helps him heal faster and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Well, that explains it.
Also, he has an abnormal brain.
Yes.
That's
Who was it? Who was Igor? The original Igor with the eyes.
Oh, you talking about Marty Feldman?
Marty Feldman.
Igor?
Yeah, Igor.
Dr. Frankenstein. You're putting me on.
That was good.
You know, it's weird. This is my grandfather used to work for your grandfather. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
That's what we should have done. We should have done a double feature.
Well, we did Frankenstein already.
Young Frankenstein?
Yeah.
I wasn't there for that one, was I?
No, yeah. That was Justin Zarian, I think.
Oh,
Helped me with that one.
stealing my podcast.
Yeah.
I'm on to you, Justin. When he listens to this, he's going to be like, what did I do?
Wait a minute. Yeah, Justin, if you're listening, I miss you, buddy.
Yeah.
So they didn't really have like an Igor character, but it seemed like Christoph Waltz, he wasn't really the Igor character, but
I would have
he really supplied.
Pictured him as that. He was like the one helping, and he also was sick in his way. I do think that he like kind of portrayed what Igor would have been.
Yeah.
I Googled Frankenstein, and you know how when you pull up a movie, you scroll down a tiny bit and then it has the bar of all the people who are in it and
Sure.
the character they play. For some reason on Google, he is credited as Igor.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, what? I don't remember
didn't
them
know
calling him Igor. So then I looked at the IMDb, and of course, that's not what he is.
Yeah.
Like his name was like, what, Harrington or something? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Harlander.
Harlander, yeah.
But for some reason on Google, he's credited as Igor, and I was like, well, that's incorrect. So
Yeah. I guess it was just, he kind of played that role, kind of the place of Igor, not
helping out.
not the servant, but he kind of supplied the means to get this project going.
Yeah.
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 And his death, man, that was hard to
That
watch.
That was rough.
It reminds me of the first 10 minutes of Halloween Ends. That movie is the opening scene. They have a kid who's a teenager who's babysitting a little kid, and then the little kid locks him in the closet, and he's trying to get. And they're on the third floor of their house. His house is a mansion, and so he's trying to get out of the closet, and he kicks the closet so hard that it hits the little boy in the face, and he goes stumbling back and falls off the stairs.
Yeah.
And his mom and dad are like, "Hey, honey, we're home!" Like coming in right as he
He's dropping.
hits the ground. and it was so shocking and startling. And that's kind of had flashbacks when I saw.
It's like, well, that escalated quickly.
Right.
Yeah, when I saw Colonel Hans Landa falling down and smashing.
Right. Yeah. So Christoph Waltz was sick. What did they say?
He
what
had
was wrong?
syphilis.
Oh, syphilis. Okay. Yeah. When he fell and hit the ground, it was almost like he was mush.
Yeah, like a grape popping.
Yeah. And I thought,
Don't like that.
is this what syphilis does to you? Does it turn you to mush?
It basically turns you into like your brain starts rotting, your skin, everything just kind of starts eroding away.
turn
So
into goo.
he hits the ground hard enough and he turned into a water balloon.
just a sock filled with smashed bananas.
Pretty much. Gross.
Yeah, it was kind of gross, right?
Yeah.
I think the banana concept grossed me out more than the human concept.
Yeah. Nobody likes smushed bananas. It's
No.
not appetizing.
No.
I was shocked that we lost him so quickly. I figured that he would be in a lot more of the movie.
Yeah, I thought he would have lasted in there longer.
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of just were like, nope, not today.
Well, he served his purpose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Why keep him around?
away you go.
That's what we do.
But that's
with
what that
old people when
disease
they've
did
served
to
their-
it. Like ate their brains, made them crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but I think that added an interesting element. I don't think that that's been done in a Frankenstein movie where the benefactor has his own selfish motives for the project, and he's like, I want to
Yeah.
be in.
It sounds like the plan was, okay, create this creature, bring him back to life, then stick my brain in him. Is that
Like the brain wouldn't rot the rest of the
Yeah.
body along with
Right,
what was
right.
already going on.
you're already
Yeah.
you're already turning into tapioca pudding, so I don't think that's going to fix it.
Yeah. Cut back to the banana sock smashing down.
It's a tapioca sock
Yeah,
now.
tapioca sock. That's what we need. We need to upload some tapioca sock stickers to our merch store.
That's what we need. That'll sell.
Tapioca
I'll
sock.
buy it.
Actually, what we need to do is we need to design a sticker of you that looks like that, screaming Grace.
Oh,
That's what we should do.
Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah, Jeffrey Jones.
Oh, and who else do we got to say?
Cody Newton.
Okay.
Jeffrey Jones, Cody Newton.
That's done.
Actually, maybe not use them so close together. I think Cody would like a little bit of a crowbar in between the two of them. So, yeah.
All right. What else about it? What else about Frankenstein or Guillermo del Toro? Right.
So I was talking to Rose about this as well. I tried to I wanted to talk to her about stuff, but then I was like, well, no, save it for the podcast so we don't run out of things to talk about. I was just in awe at the sound design, particularly in the scenes where he's working on the body. Did you hear
That was
any
wild.
of that? Just the crunching and the twisting of joint. Like, I mean, it sounded so real.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, he's just breaking bones, and it literally sounds like when you take like a chicken bone and you just snap it.
Right.
It was so
Yeah.
real sounding, and just
Right.
you could hear and feel every sound, like when he was sawing the body apart, dissecting things with a scalpel. It was incredible sounding.
Yeah, he made it sound like you were like actually within that room.
And the ice breaking, that was great sound design, just listening to that ship breaking free. And
Yeah.
it's so cool is you don't think about these things until one, you start making movies yourself and you start to understand how much work sound design is so hard.
Yeah.
If you listen to Bigfoot Falls, just listen to the movie, don't watch it. There's missing sounds still. I'll be like, oh shoot, there's something missing there, or that doesn't sound good. And
Right.
there's so many things that I wish I could do better with the sound. Because I'm not a sound guy. It would have been nice to have Alec to help me with sound.
To work on that one.
But,
Yeah.
but sound is so important. And a lot of people in the film industry, when people are asking, how do I make a movie? How do I get into filmmaking? They always say, well, make sure you put a big emphasis on sound and make sure that your movie sounds good, because an audience will forgive bad video, but they will not forgive bad audio. If they can't hear what's going on, or if
it's always tough to follow a movie and the sound is off or bad, or I hate that.
I was watching Quentin Tarantino's new little short film from the Kill Bill universe. He did a little short film, and I'm not wild about it. But the guy who plays Bill, Robert Carradine, he's dead. He passed away.
Yeah.
And so in this video, Quentin Tarantino is playing Bill. And it sounds like he recorded his lines in a bathroom. It is horrible. It is echoey. Right. I mean, first of all, Quentin Tarantino saying Bill's lines is already kind of jarring because you're just so used to Robert Carradine's,
right,
darker voice and that lisp that he always had. But Quentin Tarantino, I don't know why he recorded it the way he did. I mean, it literally sounds like he's sitting on the toilet with his phone, recording the lines. And then texted it.
Every once in a while you hear
whoosh. Yeah. So he's sitting on the toilet, he records his lines, he sends them to the engineer, and then he goes, Paul Dano sucks. Like that's I'm gonna hate on a bunch of actors this week.
Right.
So but sound is so important, and I think Frankenstein and Guillermo del Toro really nailed the sound design for this one.
Yeah, I never really paid attention to a lot of it in the movies until you said something, and I was like, oh my goodness.
So you having a bit of a makeup background, right? You've worked on some stuff and done makeup work. What did you think about the creature? And
I thought it was extraordinary, like how they just transformed him completely. I feel like, but this is a personal view, like different things could have been done, but that was perfect for the way he designed that movie itself, what he wanted the creature to look like. And I mean, it took like 8 hours of prep work to get him into that. And he said it was like a metamorphosis sitting there. Like, thankfully it took long enough where he could kind of pull himself into character, which can take a while. And, but the way that he did it, it gave a perfect depiction to piecing body parts together.
Yeah. No, it looked like they just kind of painted the areas.
So basically they were silicone patches that he would put together like skin, and then they would go through and detail paint it. And Guillermo actually went in and would help with the set, the costume, all of it, like where he would get in there and actually do like the makeup or stuff on the set itself.
Right.
And add what he was like envisioning.
Yeah, I thought it was a really cool look, and I liked that they did it that way. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like you were looking at, this, they've sewn body parts together. So, it looked, it was just really visually appealing. So,
and something I noticed about the costume was his shoulders for some reason. I was looking at his shoulders, and the way that it's all stitched together is that's how that muscle looks under the skin. It is separated. It's called the deltoid, but it is separated into 3 separate heads.
Yeah, he was anatomically correct with the way they did that.
Yeah, so you have the anterior head of the deltoid, the posterior head, and then you have the side delt. And each of his deltoids was individually sewn onto the body, and it was so freaking cool looking.
Right.
How far they've come in makeup's wild.
Yeah, so I'm not a makeup person, and I didn't know how they did it. I just know what it looked like to me was it looked like they painted the areas, the pieces, and where they would come together and stuff. And I thought that looked really cool, how they did that. Guess what Guillermo del Toro got when he was 8 years old?
Frankenstein the book.
That's a good guess, but he got a Super 8 camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Of course. Of course. All those.
8?
Yeah, Super 8.
No, he was 8 years old.
Yeah, 8 years old.
A millimeter for each year of his birthday, yeah.
Experimented with the camera, making short films with his Planet of the Apes toys.
That's awesome.
Man, he just loves monsters, yeah, that's so cool.
Well, yeah, it looked like from reading what he, everything that he's done and work that he did when he was even younger and stuff, it looks like he was just always fascinated with creatures, monsters, those types of things.
Yeah, he actually like spoke on that a little bit, and it said it was more normal to him. Like it was comfort for a man that stood outside from the society's like acceptance and his own creature, I guess you could say. It's what he kind of seen himself as, somebody that was different, didn't fit in always.
Right.
So he focused just a lot on it.
That kind of seems to be a common theme with filmmakers, that when they were younger, they were just kind of always outsiders. And, I guess I kind of felt the same way a little bit, maybe not to the extent that, Guillermo del Toro did, but I kind of felt like I was weird and I was not like everybody else. I was listening to 60s and 70s, and all my friends were listening to Lady Gaga and Kesha, and I was like, I'm not listening to any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I got my old man music over here.
Billy Joel.
Yeah, Billy. Oh, I love Billy Joel.
Yeah.
But maybe that's kind of why I gravitated towards film. I love watching movies, and you don't have to be.
Well, there's a lot that you can do with it, and if you're looking at an outlet and how do I express myself, you can be super creative. You can make documentaries. You can do so much with it, but a lot of it that goes into it is how you feel about things, what you think. So
it's like why people make art. Movies are an art.
Right.
All of that. And so I think it's just other ways to express oneself in a way that feels safe to them.
Yeah, you're a painter.
Yes.
Right.
I have paintings actually out at Freak Alley.
Do you really?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so it's just, I guess, outsiders kind of just gravitate towards art and make some of the greatest things. And it's always funny is that when someone is not an outsider and they come into a world that they're not normally a part of, it doesn't have the same feel.
Yeah.
Like when someone's just like, especially like the corporate world. Corporate people are so much different than artists. And in one of the videos of Guillermo del Toro, he said, don't worry about the corporate side of things. He said, that's not your world. There are other people who will take care of that stuff. You need to make sure that the art is pure. Like that's what you're in charge of.
Right.
And it's so funny is when corporations and companies, they get their hands on movies. Of course, you can make a 90-minute film with, just throwing money at it, but it would come across as soulless and it wouldn't feel the same. And we're kind of running into that a lot, where a lot of corporations are in charge of what is going on to the movie screens and not so much the artists that are in charge of what's making it onto the screen.
Yeah. So the characters, the actors that were in this, we talked about Christoph Waltz being in it, and Christoph Waltz is just phenomenal. I love
him in everything.
That's a bingo.
Right. I don't know that I had seen Mia Goth in anything before, but I may have. I'm just not sure. Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein. He seemed familiar, but...
Yeah, he seemed familiar, but I can't pinpoint where I've seen him.
Okay.
Right.
Have you seen any of the new Star Wars movies?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
That's him.
Poe Dameron.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I have to watch
him. Now I'm there. Now I understand.
And for you, he was in Drive. Did you see Drive?
Mm-mm.
Ooh, have you seen
He's
Drive?
in the new
Yes, I've
Star
seen
Wars. I'm going to put this down really
so
quick.
his name is Standard. I think that's what his name is. I think his name is Standard.
Oh, it is? I don't know.
He's the boyfriend of the girl who lives next door to Driver.
I don't know.
Okay. But anyway, he's in that for a little bit. He gets out of jail and he gets beat up in the parking garage, and they go on the heist and he gets killed during the heist, and that's why.
Oh.
That starts the whole thing in motion.
Okay. So the Star Wars things, that I understand that one. I don't know about Drive. I don't remember. So, Charles Dance.
Oh my gosh. I
I thought when you were watching this, when you saw Charles dance, I figured Taber's head probably just came off.
Yeah. You see, Victor, in this world, the bad guys can win.
Right. So he's Victor Frankenstein's dad. Man, he does such a phenomenal job.
He's
with
great.
it.
This is why I really want to show you Game of Thrones, because he is so good in that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I've been thinking I'd like to watch that, but
That
I
show
haven't got to it
is-
yet.
Yeah.
That's a good show.
It's
The
great.
books are even
all
better.
the actors are incredible. Everyone.
Peter Dinklage.
Oh, Peter Dinklage is the best part of that
Yeah,
show.
you had me. At
He
Peter
makes the
Dinklage.
whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Charles Dance. One thing that I thought was kind of interesting is he seemed like, I guess for the time, he was a loving father in what a loving father looked like for that time. You know, he cared about his kid. He wanted him
To have an education.
have an education, to be successful, blah, blah, blah. It's just, you know, maybe if he doesn't get the right answer, hitting him in the face with a stick, maybe that's a little too far. But then you saw Victor Frankenstein when he's talking to his creature that he's created. Every time he's talking to him, he's hitting him with a stick,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
the dad did.
And
He's just pulling that forward from his childhood.
Yeah. Guillermo said that same thing with like his Pinocchio movie. Both Frankenstein and Pinocchio kind of show the same image of a father that abandons his son.
Yeah.
There's a lot of abuse. The father leaves, the son is left kind of trying to figure the world out and how to navigate like what's fulfilling to the soul, the bad things, all of it.
Right.
And it's this like basically newborn child trying to figure out life and learning the hard way and ends up repeating the same actions.
Right.
Yeah. Imagine being born, and the minute you're born, there's a fire around you.
Yep.
And then you get flushed down a sewer, and now your life begins.
Yeah, it's like ta-da.
Congratulations, baby. Go ahead and start your life.
Yeah. That seems familiar. I think maybe that happened to me.
Happened to you?
Yeah. Pontiac, Michigan. I think that happened.
You were talking about fathers abandoning their kids, and for some reason it just popped into my head.
You're not going to bring up that I abandoned you, right?
The gas station,
Right.
yeah, where you left me.
One time. Okay.
That time you left me at the funeral home, and then I didn't talk for a week after. What's that
What
line?
movie is that
That's
from?
John Candy from Home Alone.
Okay.
You remember that?
I do.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about There Will Be Blood.
Oh, yeah.
I abandoned my child. I abandoned my boy. That's just what it made me think of.
Right. That's an awesome show, too.
Oh, it's so good.
Crazy.
I haven't seen it.
It's awesome. We haven't talked about Paul Thomas Anderson yet on the show.
Who's the main actor in that one?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah. He does a good job.
So then the other person that I thought you probably went insane over, David Bradley. He was the blind man. He's Filch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
I thought that was awesome.
It was so
And
nice.
Cornetto Trilogy.
Yeah.
He was in those also.
Yeah. Also, Game of Thrones.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Was he in Game of Thrones?
Oh, yes, he is. He's one of the most despicable characters in that show. Yeah. Horrible character. And he always plays a little pervy, greasy old man that everybody hates. And it was so nice to see him play such a charming, thoughtful, warm character. I have not seen that from him in a lot of the stuff that he does. So it was so cool to see a different side of him. And I loved every second he was on the screen. He was so nice and so pleasant.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
So the laboratory, Victor Frankenstein's laboratory, and the ship were fully constructed sets.
That's something.
Yeah.
That's
They
something
were
I
real.
wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
And Guillermo actually helped construct those sets.
The production design for
Imagine making an entire ship. Holy mackerel.
yeah. The production design for all of his movies are just so incredible. Something I think about when I think about his production design is the troll market from Hellboy 2. remember when they're in the troll market and there's all these creatures
Right.
walking
I
around, and
loved
just
that
the
scene.
architecture of everything is so cool and just so neat. And he reads these books and he's got such a vivid image of what these things
Right.
need to look like. And then he can just delegate to his production designer and to his set designers and just all these people.
But it's not just delegating. Like, he's in there, like, leading them, showing them, this is
Yeah.
what I'm trying to get, the emotion, the feeling, everything in it. Like, he
It's such a
brings
hard
it to life.
It's such a hard job to have something in your head, to give it to someone to do, but then to make sure that they do it the way that you see it. It's, I mean, there's so many times when I'm making movies that I ask somebody to do something and then they give me not what I was looking for. And then I'll be like, okay, yeah, I guess that works. I don't have the courage to be like, no, that's not quite it. Let's go back and you have to be able to trust your collaborators.
Yeah.
But you also have to respect the vision that's in your head and to make sure that whatever is in here gets out there.
Yeah, you can't just settle. You've got to be like, no, this is what you got to get in there.
Obviously, I'm under constraints because I have, budget issues.
No money.
Yeah, I have $10 in a large pizza. Like that's
Right.
best I
You
can
got
do.
a pizza?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at you've got somebody now.
Yeah, she'll be there. She'll be on set for my new film, The Creeping Kid. Alec will laugh at that joke when he listens to this episode. No, I'm going to start writing the script for the IFF this week, and I think I have a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it comes out.
Yeah. After this show, I was going to talk to you about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, what do we got?
Briar just brought me chocolate.
Let me see it.
Oh, yes. From our sponsor today, Dubai.
Oh,
Dubai chocolate.
Dubai chocolate.
Yeah.
Shut up.
230
that at
calories
home.
per
It's
square.
Awesome.
So, we talked about sound. We talked about production design. Oh, we haven't finished talking about production design. Let's go back to it. You talked about the sets. They were built. And I think that's incredible. I love constructed sets. A lot of times we're running into this stuff now where, have you heard of, I think it's called the Vision. I could be wrong. I'll have to look it up, and Editor Tabor will mention something about it later. But it's like these big, giant LED screens that the actors are in front of.
Mm-hmm.
And when the camera moves, the LED screens change the image and follow with the camera.
Oh.
So it's kind of replacing green screens. Because in green screen, you're in front of this green sheet.
Right.
And then they have to put the image on afterwards. And that causes some artifacts, and it looks a little weird sometimes. And
Right.
a lot of times you can tell when something's on a green screen. But when you have the big giant LED screens, you're actually seeing the image live right there.
Oh.
And of course, it's not real either, but it looks a little more real when it's on a screen
Right.
versus on a green screen. But it still does not have the same effect as actual physical tangible sets. Instead of, shooting on a green screen to make it look like a ship, actually build the ship.
I think it also interferes with the actors in a way. A lot of them can pull it together, no problem. But when you're actually in that setting and you can see it and you're not standing in like what would be a green room, it helps you kind of pull into that role
Right.
even better.
If you're standing on the ship, it's easier to act like you're standing on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ian McKellen from Lord of the Rings said that he struggled when he filmed The Hobbit because Lord of the Rings was shot on location in actual sets. Everything was constructed, and The Hobbit was almost all green screen. So he said he had a hard time going from all of these movies where they were on actual physical sets to green screens and CGI orcs and
Because for actors, a lot of it's not just like mental. You have to have that visual and physical aspect of it.
having the physical aspect of it actually helps with the character that you bring to the screen.
Right.
It brings it to life. Yeah.
Yeah. you said the lab was a constructed set as well?
Yeah. I don't know if it was just the lab or like the castle or what.
The castle is actually a real thing. I don't know if they went to the place that it's modeled after, but I do know that they did build that lab.
I know a lot of times the exterior of a location is not the same as the interior. Like,
Yeah.
they'll show you a great example is Monk's Cafe in Seinfeld. The cafe that they always eat at, they show you that exterior of the diner. That's in New York City. When you go into the diner, that is a set in Los Angeles.
Oh.
So it's not always what you see on the outside is what you get on.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I ruined Seinfeld for you. Yeah. But yeah, I thought the set design was, and I've never
amazing.
I've never been disappointed by the set design of a Guillermo del Toro movie.
Yeah, I think he had said he doesn't really like CGI.
Yeah, he
and
doesn't.
those types of things. You know, if he can
He says
really
if he
build,
can avoid that, he will,
Right.
but he has had to use it before.
yeah. I mean, some things, of course, you're just going to have to.
Like the animals in Frankenstein, those were actually, I believe, CGI.
Right.
Yeah. It's hard to get wolves and get them to do what you want them to do. And it's hard to convince a wolf not to kill Filch. I mean, every wolf wants a piece of him. for what he did on Game of Thrones. They'll never forgive him for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Hashtag red wedding.
That one was wild.
Don't spoil it.
So
Okay.
the creature, how come he couldn't die?
So that's another thing Guillermo brings up is how he shows eternal life is not it's not a gift, it's more of a curse. And so he couldn't die because it's like what we were talking about, him being supercharged with the lymphatic system. Unless that lymphatic system is piece by piece dismantled, even then he probably still wouldn't lose life out of it.
So we have discovered scientifically that there's these things called telomeres that are on the edge of your DNA.
We did that just now during the podcast.
Yes, me and my team.
Nice.
We discussed this, and
Good job.
Yeah, we're going to release the documents on it with
Staff
this episode.
meeting in Taber's head.
Yeah, exactly. And telomeres are on the little tippy tips of your DNA. And as you age, the telomeres start to crumble. And every time your DNA replicates, the telomeres get smaller and smaller, and they have a harder time replicating. And that's why we age. That's why we die. Because the telomeres cannot keep up and heal fast enough, and our bodies just cannot recover. And so our organs start to fail. We start to get sick more often. We just can't keep up with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Lobsters have a lot of regeneration in their telomeres, and that's why a lobster can almost live forever unless their life is ended by an outside party, an outside source.
Like a boiling pot.
I was going to say, unless they're being boiled.
Yeah, like unless they're served with Cheddar Bay biscuits. Yeah. So the thing is that with a supercharged lymphatic system, I would imagine, this is just my theory,
Sure.
they never express it in the movie, is that those telomeres can heal faster.
They can't break down like they would regularly in basic human DNA because that's supercharged with the lymphatic system. It keeps regenerating them.
Yeah. So essentially, Frankenstein's monster is a lobster. It just will live forever. And, when he sustains damage, the lymphatic system heals him faster. It wouldn't give him the chance to die.
Isn't there a song like "Lobster, Stop It Now"? Is that
No, you're thinking of Seagulls, Stop It Now.
Oh, seagulls.
Yeah.
Lobsters, just die now.
One day when you are older, you will get hit by a boulder. Yeah. That's the quote of the episode.
Nice. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
One more thing, maybe two more things.
Two more things.
So actually, let's get a little religious for just a second.
Oh,
What about
no politics, but we can do religion.
We can do a little religion.
Okay.
Yeah. A soul. Do we feel like he's pieced back together and he has a soul?
Well, I think
there's
so.
a part, there's a part where I don't remember who asked him, but I think it was his brother. But he's like, out of all the body parts you put back together, which one held the soul?
Oh, that's right. I remember that now.
It's like one of the captions for that movie itself was Elizabeth, Mia Goth. She, instead of seeing a monster, saw a soul, whereas the whole world would see a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in a way, like our soul would be like a conscience consideration, like the empathy we carry. And he was born basically new, even though he was a grown man. And when he meets that deer in the woods, he's like just trying to feed it and be kind, and then he gets shot. And I think a lot of it goes with our innocence. I think that's where the soul would be. But even though he kept getting met with cruelty over and over and over, and like all of the negative things from his first friend that he met to the last instance, like what showed his soul was he still was able to carry that kindness. He wasn't becoming that monster that Victor became.
Right.
Whereas everything negative that happened to Victor started breaking him down. So he had a tainted soul, whereas the monster held on to his purity, like his heart, I guess.
Almost like a childlike purity.
Yeah, like it's a childlike innocence to it.
You know, you're talking about this, and it kind of reminds me of something I brought up with Everett last night. Everett's my boss, by the way. We're coworkers, Rose and I. I said, which do you think happens first? Do you think human beings are born pure, and through life we become evil and jaded and bad people? Or do you think we are born bad people originally, and we have to learn and to become good? And I was just like, which do you think is the correct answer?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, we are totally born evil. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, if I see a little animal, give me a hammer, I'll kill it. I'm like, oh, geez.
Yeah, that
okay.
sounds like Everett. Well, it like in human psychology, like if you see something, when you see something cute and you want to squeeze it, that's actually like a trigger. Like you have to squeeze something to death. Or like when a dog hears a tiny squeak come out of an animal, his first instinct is to kill it. I don't think that we're necessarily born evil. I do think that there are adaptations to our environment that create certain aspects.
Yeah, that's what I was
wondering. Because to some, I'm a monster. To some, I'm great.
I was thinking, yeah. I was thinking, yeah, we're born pure and we learn.
But
I don't think we're pure. I think we're neutral.
Oh, well, I guess that's the way.
Whether it's nurtured or neglected will create that definitive mark.
And so I kind of feel like that's what we saw with the monster, is that he was born this clean slate.
Yeah.
right.
And didn't kill.
But he was shown nothing but cruelty.
Yeah, and had to learn what death was, had to learn what killing was, had to
Right.
learn what murder was.
Right. I would tend to think, my opinion would be, yes, when we come to Earth, I would think that we are pure, we are, we want to be kind. That's what we're about. And it's through these, things that happen to us and people that, are not nice to us and situations that's when we start to become jaded or angry or...
I also think it also has like that primitive factor to it. Our primitive mindset is survival. It's any human mindset, survival. Yeah. So that people will mistake that for being jaded. But yes, I do believe same like what you were just saying, that obstacles we encounter make us jaded.
Customer service.
Okay.
Oh, man, nothing makes me angrier.
Working on Black Friday.
Elizabeth, so the creature wanted a mate, wanted a companion, not a mate, a companion, somebody to go through life with. And Elizabeth would have worked out really well, but, she wasn't. She could die. I had read about the dress
Yeah, so the dress is the same one from The Bride of Frankenstein, the same
Yes.
design. Now, he found all of his documents in the castle of how he was created. If
Yeah.
Guillermo comes back, maybe he's going to find a scientist that's willing to try this procedure. I don't know. That would be great, but that's just the fan lore in my brain.
There's Bride of Frankenstein
Yeah.
coming at you. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. I did think the dress was even, everything that she wore was kind of interesting, and her hair. I don't know what she had in her hair, but it was always kind of this
Feathers.
weird thing, right? And I thought the wedding dress was really cool looking, and right, it had stuff coming off of
Well,
it.
if you look at her, like her hands and her arms, it is the exact same as the bride from the originals. And I squealed like a schoolgirl when I seen it.
They were like bandages.
Yeah, like
type of
wraps.
image.
Basically, it looked like bandages. Yes.
Right.
I was not paying attention to that dress. I think I need to go back and. I thought it looked cool, but I did not give it
If
the
you
attention.
look at the black and whites, the first ones, you'll see that her hands are wrapped in a bandage. But she is wrapped in a bandage in that one, because obviously he just sewed her together, etc. Now in this one, they show her in the final act where she is. It's slightly different because it's poofy. It's like a ball gown, crazy dress. But if you look at the hand wraps and the neck and the collar, it's like the original one. And that's one thing I love about Guillermo. He kept a lot of the original aspects that stuck out, even the minor ones from this movie to the first Frankenstein.
Yeah. I'll bet there are just tons of stuff in it that we don't really realize or notice, but there's probably tons of details in there that, in fact, I think I read, and I wanted to go back and watch it because I didn't catch it the first time, that this was a Netflix show, and I guess kind of a shout out to Netflix. I guess there is like a lightning strike or some sort of electric thing that goes on that's in the shape of an N.
What, really?
For Netflix, yeah.
No way.
I didn't notice it, but I probably will because I'm going to go watch it again.
Right.
There's so many details that you just... And that almost kind of makes you sad as a filmmaker, where you're just putting so much detail into every little tiny thing, and so much of it just goes unnoticed.
Yeah.
It's almost like an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, kind of is.
Yeah. Awesome. Any deep meanings or anything that you want to pull out of it, or?
I do know in one of the interviews I had mentioned a little bit earlier, Guillermo kind of makes a lot of his movies, from Pinocchio to The Father and Son from Blade 2. I forget their exact names. Frankenstein, Shape of Water. That it's like a depiction of his life. Yes, his father made sure he had a good life, but he was abandoned emotionally.
Oh.
So it kind of pulls that father-son dynamic out of all of his movies.
Right. Didn't he have a strict upbringing, I think?
He had a very strict, by the book.
Right.
You know, of course he had school, everything he needed, but that's not everything a growing child needs. They need that emotional benefactor, especially from their fathers.
Right. And you see that into his movies.
Yeah. And a lot of his movies, actually. Like Kronos, Pinocchio, Shape of Water, not so much on the father-son aspect, but that nurturing love dynamic. And then, there's a few of them that actually bring that in. Blade even, and it's like one little cutscene in Blade 2.
Interesting.
And Hellboy. Do you think of the Doctor and Hellboy?
There's that
That's his dad.
that father-son element with Dr. Broom and Hellboy. Yeah, that is very prevalent.
He says he pulls things from each of his movies and kind of put it into the Frankenstein, but it's just really like projections of his life, his feelings, and his mindset.
I am bummed we did not get Doug Jones in this movie. Doug Jones is normally his monster in a lot of the stuff he does.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a stuntman.
Right.
I used to joke that in Guillermo del Toro's dining room, he's got a little cage under his table where Doug Jones lives. And when it's time to make a movie, he releases Doug Jones and he comes crawling out and does his monster thing.
I think it's got to be a big cage. I think he's a pretty big guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's tall.
Yeah, he's tall.
Yeah.
He's tall. He played Abe Sapien in the Hellboy movies, and he played the creature in The Shape of Water.
And what's that one where the creature has his eyes are on his hands?
Oh, Pan's Labyrinth?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, he like walks like this.
Right.
He played two monsters in that. He played the fawn and he played
Eyeball guy.
Eyeball guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I always like to find out who else was considered for parts. I only found one, and I don't even know if it's accurate because later I found that Guillermo del Toro said, I only had one guy in mind. So Andrew Garfield was originally cast as the creature.
Oh.
Andrew Garfield. But then later I found where Guillermo del Toro had said the only person he was considering it for was Jacob Elordi.
Yeah,
So I
I
don't
kind
know.
of seen a short interview where Guillermo was talking about it, and he personally actually called Jacob Elordi.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron Perlman actually made a comment on it because everybody was asking why he wasn't the monster. And he said one thing he knew about Guillermo del Toro was that he had a set in his mind and it wasn't going to go any other direction. He was going to make it happen. And Jacob Elordi actually took like different types of body movement classes to create that like reanimated corpse look. And so from my understanding was that he already knew who he wanted from the jump, which was Jacob Elordi, because he had that body style.
Right.
And he did a great job.
I
I thought he was incredible.
Right.
That was awesome.
And I couldn't picture Andrew Garfield doing it. So that
People could have probably assumed that he would have casted him or something, but
yeah.
Going into this, I had a little shred of doubt on Oscar Isaac as Frankenstein. But then I watched it and I was like, okay, he's nailing this.
Yeah, yeah.
Had a little bit of doubt, but no, he
They all did a fantastic job.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
all right.
I don't care what Mia Goth is in. She'll hit it out of the park every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay.
What else we got? We got anything else? Are we feeling good about this?
I'm
it's
feeling
good.
good.
Nice. Okay.
We ready to rate this thing?
Yeah, we're going to letterbox it.
Letterbox. Ooh.
We're not going to letterbox
Did you get a letterbox? No. Okay.
I give it an A.
Ooh. Okay. So how about 1 out of 10 Christoph Waltz banana puppets?
I'm going to go with that one. We're
you like the
tapioca puppets.
Yeah, tapioca puppet. 1 out of 10 Christoph Waltz tapioca puppets.
Splat.
Yeah. Gosh.
How many splats do you give?
It's like a reward.
It's like a reward.
I would give this, gosh, I think an 8.
8 out of 10 splats?
Yep.
Nice. How about you?
I'm going to go with 10. This is my first one.
Yeah. There was someone else on a previous show who was like, I've never rated a movie before. And I was like, never? Like in your life, you've never thought about a 1 through
right.
10?
Who was that?
I loved it. It's very macabre, so.
Was it Amber Hoffmeister?
Might have been.
It sounds like, yeah. Okay. What about you, Dad?
Yeah, I would probably give this, just based on the fact that they really pushed this story with a lot of emotion, and it wasn't I wasn't just watching this narcissistic scientist bringing a creature back to life and then wanting to destroy it because he made a mistake, right? I mean, there was so much about the relationship between the brothers, the relationship between the dad, the creature, the whole thing. I mean, just everything was just phenomenal. So I would give it 9.5 splats, and I'd probably throw in I don't know, maybe like a body part, maybe a hand or something. Just throw a hand in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, Rose, thank you very much for coming on to the show. How does it feel to do your very first ever podcast?
I'm not gonna lie, I was super anxious at first.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm really socially awkward. How's this gonna go?
Right. When you got to talk into this thing, it's like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like put you on the spot real quick. But I don't know, you guys made it very like comfortable, so
Good.
it wasn't too much after first bit.
You get a little comfortable and you start talking, and
then you won't shut up.
I'm so natural on the mic.
Just wait. Tabor at work gets driven crazy because 1 minute, boom, shy, and then I don't shut up.
It's not that bad.
Everett thinks the same thing. He's like, oh my God.
Well, I think it's awesome that you listen to the show and the podcast.
When he first told me about it, I instantly pulled it up on my phone and saved it, and so did Everett, actually.
Right on.
We got a lot of people from work listening to it.
Yeah, you had talked about somebody else. Is that Everett?
Everett.
That
It's our
talks about
boss.
it?
Yeah, he listens to the show.
Nice.
He said it's the only thing that keeps him sane on his commute. He said that listening to us talk kind of calms him down and stuff like that. So yeah,
It's therapy.
yeah,
He's gonna hear this one and be like, "Oh my God, no!"
I can't do it. I can't be put on the spot like that.
Right. Nice.
All right.
Well, awesome. I'm glad you came on, Rose.
Thank you,
This was
guys.
a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right.
So good movie.
We
I'd
ready
go
to
watch it.
What's that?
I'd go watch it.
Yeah. I recommend it too.
Nice.
We ready to head on out of here?
Do it. Push
All
the
right.
button. I dare you.
Okay.
Push it. And we're gone.
It's like a reward. Just throw in some Christoph Waltz in there.
Nice.
All right.
Splat. Thanks for listening to My Dad's Movie Podcast. We had a lot of fun creating it, and we hope you enjoyed it.
For more content, please check us out at Facebook and YouTube at My Dad's Movie Podcast, or visit our website, mydadsmoviepodcast.com.
And always, if you'd like to help support us, please check out our Patreon at My Dad's Movie Podcast.
Thanks for listening, everybody.